Hi guys. So today I'm going to go ahead and take you through a couple different problems dealing with area. That way you're prepared as we start this next unit. So the first problem that we're going to talk about is just a very simple, basic, regular shape to find the area. Students will be given this regular shape with the side lengths, and they need to know what the area equals. We talk about how area is the inside area of a space, and how you get it by doing length times width. We also talk a lot about relating it back to multiplication and how the measurements of the sides are actually their rows and columns, like we would for a multiplication problem. So they could imagine this as being 3 tiles across and then 4 tiles vertically. So they could count individual tiles on the inside, or they could come over and just do 3 times 4, which would be 12, and they have to do inches squared, or whatever the unit is squared. So basic area is very simple. Students don't have a tough time with that. It's just remembering that area is the inside and perimeter is the outside. Then to move on to a couple other problems. The first one we're going to look at is when we're given a shape that's still regular, but it looks like it's more than one shape. So what a student needs to do here, they have 2 different options actually. They can think about this as 2 different shapes. So they have one that would have an area of 4 times 3, which would be 12 inches squared. And then they also have this second shape that has a length of 6. And then remember that if one side is 4, the opposite side would also be 4. So they would be 6 times 4, which would be 24. Inches squared. And then they would add up those 2 to get a total of 36 inches squared. Now, the other way they could do it is they could think of this shape as in one entire rectangle. Okay? So what they would do here is to solve area, they would keep that 4 inches because that's from top to bottom. Then they can also think of this as one side to the next, which would be a 6 inches plus a 3 inches, which would be 9. So they would do 9 times 4, which would also give them that answer of 36 inches squared. So those are kind of the 2 basic ways to find area of a regular shape. The last problem I'm going to show you real quick is how to find the missing side length of a regular shape when you're given one side and the area. So again, when we think of this, we're thinking of our rows and columns. So we would have 6 tiles going across, and we need to figure out how many would go side to side. So the way that they can think of this is they know area equals length times width. So we know that area equals 6 times W, or an X for that case. I'll change that to W, sorry. Then they can think of that as 18 equals 6 times W. Then that just goes back into their multiplication, division, fact families. They would know that they could take 18 divided by 6 and get an answer of 3. So W would be 3 units. Then they could continue drawing that over here, count their individual spots, make sure that they ended up with 18, which is the original answer that they were given. So those are kind of the first couple basic introductions to area. I hope that helps.